All right, so quarantine has basically put us out of baseball. The season hasn't been able to start.
The one constant through all the years, Ray, has been baseball. America has rolled by like an army of steamrollers.
Hopefully it's going to start any time, but in the meantime, we've been trying to get a little practice in as much as we can. So we got just a few different devices in the basement here to help with baseball. And we are at the luxury of having an unfinished basement. So during these times when it's snowing or the weather's bad where we live, which happens quite a bit, at least we can get a little playtime in and get a little practice. So hopefully when they do fire the gun on the season, we won't be completely behind. So we just kind of want to let you know and show you some examples of what we're doing, and maybe just give you some ideas of some different devices we use to kind of make your life a little easier when you don't have a whole team with you. So I'll give you a little tour here and show you each item that we use. And the other thing too is give us a thumbs up. You know, if you like this video and it was helpful to you at all, give us that thumbs up. We really appreciate that. And if you've got any questions or anything, be sure to leave them in the comments. Comments are great. We like to read them. You learn from the comments. And then also subscribe to our channel. We'd appreciate that too. We try to put extra information out there as far as traveling. That's kind of what our channel was based on, was traveling, but the COVID-19 thing kind of got us stuck at home and making some other videos. So definitely subscribe to our channel. We'd really appreciate that. And
make sure you hit the bell icon so you never miss a video.
Oh, there you go.
Let's get right to it.
Hey, pro. Okay, so in our basement, we've got one of these skills nets. And I'll put a link in the description of the video, so in case it's something you want to look for, that you think you could use possibly as well. This has been a great net. We've actually used this for 3 seasons. Well, this will be the 3rd season, so, but it's worked out awesome. It's got that pocket to catch the balls for pitching. It's a pretty big one. I would say probably like 7 foot or so. I can't remember the exact dimensions or size of it, but like I said, I'll put a link there in the description just to kind of show you. And then here real quick, what I'm going to show you is Elijah. What I have him do is every single morning he hits off the tee for 10 minutes and he goes to a couple other stations. But he starts off on the tee, just kind of get some of that practice in, and then he hits it right into the nets. We're not worrying about it hitting other stuff, like of course water heater and all that kind of stuff down here that we don't want to get hit. So I'll kind of show you this just a little bit and show you what we work on. All right, so if you're that parent that you don't have a lot of experience with baseball, you haven't played a lot of baseball, you just want your kid to be active, maybe this will help give you some ideas here. What we do is every day I pull that tee into different positions. So one day it might be lower, down by his knees. Another day it's higher, up by his shoulders. So I try to adjust that every day, but he probably hits in 10 minutes. He'll probably hit 20, 30 pitch or hits off of the tee. So I think it helps. Really what we're trying to do is get his hip moving, and that's kind of what a tee is good for. So Elijah, why don't you show me a couple? Nice, good. Nice, good one. Perfect. Yeah, so the tee works really well. Highly recommend that. At least it's a simple exercise you can do to kind of keep the bat going a little bit before baseball starts. Okay, so this device here is called the Hurricane. Now these little straps down here, you can set them to make it stiffer or looser, depending on how much you want the pole to swing around. A lot of times when it's stiffer, it's gonna kind of build your bat strength a little bit. When it's looser, it helps the kids kind of get that feeling for how much power they put into it, because you want them to feel that excitement when the pole goes around in a circle. And so that's kind of the big goal there. Helps teach them hand-eye coordination. Now, if you've ever seen them poles you hold, I definitely use that as a coach as well, but I like to set up stations in a practice situation. So I might have a few kids at this. That way it's almost kind of like a coach holding the pole for them. You can adjust this up and down. With this little knob down here, the rod will actually raise up and it'll raise down. So just depending on how high you want to go. Like I said, these bands right here can come off. So I'll take one of them off. First, I'll have them hit actually with all of them on, and then I'll take one off and then show you what that looks like. So, Elijah, if you want to hit one for me. Good. All right, so keep your hands up. Good. Nice. And you can see how much that bounced around. Now that was with all the bungee cords on it. So pretty happy with that. Now I will take one bungee cord off and you can see how that works. The great thing about that is if you have different skill levels on your team, you know, different kids at different levels, then what's nice is getting that feedback. That's really important. So, and that's kind of what I like about this pole. So I'll take these bungee cords off and kind of show you the difference. So you'll be able to see the difference of how it spins around, just to give a little different feedback to the batter. Okay, Elijah. There you go. So you can see how that spins around more. Now, if you had a batter that was just learning how to bat, it wouldn't spin as much. Or if you've got like a 1A batter, Little League pitching machine, something like that, you might do one cord. Really cool piece of equipment. I like that a lot. And it actually makes it a little easier on the coach too, so you're not holding that pole for forever. So the next one I'm gonna go over, I'll show you here in a second. It's actually called the HITAWAY. Now what this is designed to do is it swings around this pole. If you have one of these poles in your basement, you can set it up. They also have a version that we own, that we take to the park with us, that actually is, it's the full device, and you just set up the legs and you hit it. Almost kind of like the Hurricane, but it's got a big pole like this and it connects to it. Now what's nice about this is, I'll show you here in a second, but you spin it around. Now typically it's a little bit easier if a coach spins it and then that batter gets into place. And then it's almost like, if you remember the tetherball days, you're basically, as it swings back around, you're hitting it. So what's nice about it is it's giving you some hand-eye coordination. What it's also doing though, that I like, is it builds a little bit of conditioning. You know, a lot of times batters, they get tired. Maybe they hit the ball with everything they got and then they're tired. This actually builds a little bit of conditioning. So I know at first, every year I'll have him do 10 in a row and he's kind of breathing a little hard, and then I go again and he starts getting better at it. So I'll kind of show you here real quick how this works. All right, so a long time ago, I asked probably the best fielder I ever saw. I was like, how did you get so good at fielding? And basically what he says is for the longest time, or at least the first couple years, when he was just tiny, his dad wouldn't let him use a glove. He had to use his hand. And he said he learned how to get soft hands from that. And I'll tell you what, over the course of the years, by the time he was in high school, that guy, there was times I was like, there's no way he caught that bat hop. And all you'd see is dust fly up in the air, and sure enough, he caught it. And the throw was already to first. He was a second baseman, and that guy was just awesome. So there's a couple of things you can do. One is you can do a paddle. The other's a bare hand, and the other's a glove. So kind of what I do with Elijah is, one morning, he'll be down here, he'll throw at the cement wall there, and he'll field it bare hand. And then the next day, he uses a paddle. And I'll show you, take a picture of the paddle, I'll show that here. And then one day he uses his glove. So we just kind of, you know, mix it up a little bit, but he's doing really good at this. He's gotten a lot better. When he first started, it was bouncing all over the place. Now he's really done well. In fact, last year he was the top fielder on the team, and I contribute a lot of it to doing this exercise here. All right, so just a few little tips. I hope you enjoyed the video and the ideas. You know, if you've been coaching a long time, I'm sure you have other things that you're doing during this quarantine, but hopefully this kind of gave, you know, some people some ideas, just so you kind of know them 3 stations that I showed you, or actually 4 stations. Usually every single morning we'll do 3 stations. So Elijah will do 10 minutes on the tee, 10 minutes on either the Hurricane or the HITAWAY, and then he'll do 10 minutes on the wall, throwing the ball at the wall. So pretty sweet, you know, little setup for him. Kind of gives him something to do and gets him a little practice in at least. So like I said, if you like this video, if it was helpful, give us a thumbs up. I really appreciate that. And make sure you subscribe to our channel. And I will put some links in the description of some of these items that we used. So if you'd find that item helpful, or maybe it's something you want to try out, check the description of the video and you'll be able to see where that item is. Thank you so much for watching.
that you like and subscribe for more great content that is ready to come. Peace.